I had a wonderful experience with a young boy who wanted to come to the observatory and see some planets and things. And he came all the way from the Mornington Peninsula with his mother. And he watched the solar system wrap on the internet. And we've got a really big whiteboard. It's not out there at the moment, it's out in the laneway. But he actually drew on that. It's the whole solar system, but he didn't draw it as planets. He gave them characters and faces and skirts and glasses, and it was quite amazing. And afterwards he actually gave me a hug and he said, "I'll never forget this." At that age, it's such a critical time, I think, in opening up the world to them. And I think some of the barriers of science are built up then when they ask these questions and they don't get a good answer that helps them to take the next step. Well, my first astronomical experience was I was actually in first grade, and I came home, and I was coming home, so I used to catch the bus to school, and there was a cold front coming. I now know it was a cold front rolling in from the south, and I sort of made a mental note to me, oh yes, they're rolling the blanket over, it's coming for night time. I just dismissed it like that. That was my understanding of it. But I was already observing the way nature was behaving, and which now when I look back at it, without all of the things that we know now and the media that we have that can tell us what is happening and things like that, I look back at it as my first astronomical experience of looking up to the sky and making this wonderful assessment of what was happening. The first telescope I actually saw was the one at Mount Stromlo on a school excursion. I was studying science, and the science excursion we actually took in a visit to Mount Stromlo, and that was very exciting. So, and I bought my first astronomy book was a little book on the stars with star maps in it, and I bought that there. I think Saturn is that one, because that's actually the first planet I saw through a telescope. And at the time, its rings were quite high, so you could see the Cassini division very clearly. Our family came along as a group, as a visit. We're the only people that came on that particular night, and we had a couple of people showing us around. I was hooked. Well, the whole family was hooked. I'm a totally different person in my appreciation of this planet now, I think. It's we live on the most beautiful planet in the solar system, and there is life on this planet, and it's never-ending source of wonder to me that this planet exists and we have life on it. Just recently there was a little bit of a news item about astronomers very excited about finding Earth 2. They've called it Earth 2.0. And it is something to be excited about, because if we do find an Earth 2, it would be so exciting to think that there could be a planet which is in the Goldilocks zone, which could be similar to the Earth. I'm constantly amazed, and I think when people come to the observatory and see our excellent 3D movies, which immerse you in the wonder and amazing depth of the universe, and then go out and look through a telescope and see it personally, it's a sort of an awakening for some people, because you can look at all the pictures you want in books and on the internet and things like that, but it is not the same as looking through a telescope and experiencing that depth of space in between you and whatever you're looking at. It sort of brings it home. But not the isolation, but the incredible smallness of us and life and the planet, and the incredible enormity of the universe.